For more than 30 years, Sam captivated Southern California viewers with his smile and his gift for storytelling. And on the red carpet, he shined even brighter than some of the biggest stars.
Since his death on Friday, there's been an outpouring of love and support from not just the local community here in Southern California, but from around the world. We're going to hear from viewers throughout the morning. We're going to take a look back at the moments that made Sam. He was a unique, talented person who was our friend and made everybody feel like they were a part of our family here at KTLA. And this is going to be a tough day.
It's going to be a very tough day. It's been a tough few days. The phrase that we say around here is a rising tide lifts all boats. He lifted everyone's boat.
Yeah.
Sam made everyone better. He
cared about making people better. He wanted to build people up. He helped a lot of people with their careers, cared about his staff, treated people who worked here, again, as a family. And of course, he was my friend for 33 years, my very good friend. You know, we're all grieving here. And we're all remembering. But when you start looking back at Sam and seeing the clips of his work, you can't help but smile.
Yeah,
It's a little bit therapeutic.
Absolutely.
To watch what he did, because he made so many of us happy. He made us laugh and smile. He was so good at that, such a great sense of humor.
And he was a champion, and we'll be talking about the different elements of this. He was a champion of the business and a champion of doing TV news in a way that was different. And sometimes it drove management crazy, but it almost always worked, you know? And I think the thing that sometimes in what we do, we have to hit certain marks, you know, for advertising and this, and his whole phrase, and we'll always remember this. What are we rushing to?
Rushing for
what?
nothing.
Rushing to what?
Well, he created and sort of lived for moments. Little sort of nuggets of gold in broadcasting, and he brought, you know, he wanted to get to those places where, you know, there was something worthwhile, and he was frustrated by being rushed along to something that he knew would not be as good.
Because those moments were the moments that, you know, he wanted.
That's exactly right.
I will say really quick, when you said about rising tides, you know, one thing that some people may not always remember about Sam, or know even, that he had this tenacity about him, and that he really fought for other people who may not have had the same voice that he had, or the same strength or power, but he was there for everybody, fighting for everybody. And I think that is something that we would see sometimes when he would do his reports, and then he'd put you know, a Hollywood moguls quote or something, and he'd call them out right there on the air. And so he was fighting for people who, you know, fighting for justice in many ways that I don't think a lot of people were able to see that the way we did here, as well as, you know, on occasion on the air. So that is something that, all the laughter, all that, but he knew that he had a power, and he used it for good, for sure.
And he treated all the people, the famous people and not so famous people who worked in Hollywood, the same, with respect, no matter if they were a household name or somebody who was, you know, promoting a documentary that they were working on that you probably never heard of. He gave them interest and time, and asked questions about their work to showcase what they were doing, treated them with respect, and they responded by feeling about him that he had given them a fair shot. And so that's why he was so well liked in Hollywood. And he was the best at what he did.
Absolutely. And not just the best here locally. You could argue the best, period.
Sure.